goodbye N-word, and I'm not talking like hard R.
Labeled a racist for the rest of his life.
Life is good.
Life is still good. Bring it on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't fight everyone.
That's what I'm talking about. Bring it on. Love you.
Love you.
Let's go make a toast to this good life, just so we can post what it look like. Let's take a picture, make a post. We've been winning for so long.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. No travel vlog, no food, no Q&A, no experiences.
We're on our sit down era.
Yeah,
sit down and
real.
talk era.
Today is just story time, and obviously, if you read the title, you know what the story's about. We had our first interracial dating racist experience.
Yeah. I'm smiling, but it's not funny.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we're always going to keep things lighthearted, though.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, we're here, you know, we're strong, get through anything, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into story time. All right, so confession time. First things first. We did do a little bit of traveling, and we recorded nothing.
No.
Well, actually, we recorded, breakfast and, like, packing the car.
Oh, we did?
And then, yeah, we were just like, you know what? This is just going to be too much chaos. Look, the trip was Grandma's trip. Mm-hmm. It was her birthday trip. And Grandma wasn't and may never be ready for the limelight. And, you know, obviously the girls were with us, and, you know, they were going to be so intertwined in the weekend that, you know, we don't want to record around the girls and around Grandma, so.
Grandma would have been fine with it, but it's just.
She might not have been comfortable.
She said she was fine with it, but we just wanted to enjoy our weekend without the stress of recording with multiple people in the picture and around us, so.
Living in the moment.
Yeah, we were living in the moment.
And we had a wonderful weekend. So we went to Ocean City. We booked an Airbnb pretty last second too. Awesome spot, loved it.
It was actually VRBO.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good call. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we booked a VRBO last second. It was perfect for 5 people. Mm-hmm. Beautiful views of the ocean, the bay, all that. Sorry, I don't know why I'm going to tell you about it. We're not sharing any of it. But anyway. Had a great spot. It was at the Carousel Hotel, so it's like half hotel, half condos. Mm-hmm. It is perfect for families.
Yeah.
Not really a couple spot.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been fine, but
it's perfect for if you have kids, young kids.
Yeah. They got a skating rink and arcade.
A pirate ship park.
And it's right on the beach.
Yeah.
So a lot of great things to say about it. Maybe someday we'll get back to Ocean City and
record.
Yeah, honestly, we'll probably do like 3 or 4 videos. Like, it's limitless.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the actual meat of the story. We celebrated Grandma's birthday, food, cake, cheesecake. She makes a bomb cheesecake. So anyway, Sunday night of Memorial Day weekend, we had decided we were going to go down to the Tsunami Bar, which is the restaurant bar right there at the Carousel Resort, if you want to call it that. We went down. The girls, it was way past their bedtime, but it's vacation. Like, let them burn them little batteries out, you know? They were having a great time on this pirate ship, and they were playing with other kids, so all was well. We were enjoying the fire pit with Grandma.
Sat by the fire, got some drinks, got some food.
Great vibe. The weather could not have worked out better. It was fantastic. And we kind of just, you know, hung out until the girls grew tired of it. And so finally Haley, she came running over and said, "Daddy, I'm tired." And she crawled up in my little lap and she went, "Night-night." And so we just kept hanging out. She was sleeping in my arms. Hazel was playing, and I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes went by. Hazel came back, and she was like, "I'm ready to go to bed." I don't think she said I'm ready for bed, but you could see it in her eye.
Yeah, she was ready to go to bed.
So at that point, we picked up the area, paid our tab, and we headed for the lobby. Now, it was a Sunday night, but it's Memorial Day weekend, so it was basically Saturday night 2.0.
Yeah.
Lobby was popping, as it should be in Ocean City. So we jump in the elevator, and it was kind of, you know, rectangle elevator. The 5 of us lined the back wall, and then another couple got into the elevator with us, and the wife went over here, and the husband went over there, and then 2 other kids walked in behind them. So, elevator door closes. We're on our way up. Now, mind you, the 2 kids that walked in, 1 white, 1 black, white couple, just very normal.
I thought they were
couple.
Spanish.
No.
I can't remember.
Elevator starts going up, and almost immediately, one of the kids, the kid on the left, the white kid, he just, I don't know what was going through his mind, but he just looked like he was stressed, or like, I don't know, he just did one of these, like, he was like this, like, something was wrong with him.
I'd like to point out, you noticed it after the debrief of the situation. You and your mom both said, like, you had, like, noticed him doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue. Like,
Yeah.
I think I was just tired, had a couple drinks. I was not paying attention.
Well, and I know, like, so I was standing basically in the middle.
Yeah, I was in the far right corner.
Yeah. Haley was asleep in my arms, like, he was basically standing right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the wife of the couple, and we kind of just, like, looked at each other like, is he okay? And then it turns out after the fact, like, my mom had the same look with the husband of the couple.
And I was just staring off in the distance.
But I think, you know, like, Haley was in my arms asleep. Hazel was, like, she wasn't asleep. She wasn't in anybody's arms, but she was probably, like, falling between you and Grandma. Like,
yeah. No, I think she
and I
was
know you guys
leaning,
were having, like, a conversation.
Yeah.
And so, you know, obviously this really weird situation. Don't know if he's on drugs. Don't know if he's been drinking. Like, he's probably, what, 16, 17? And his friend never, like, he never even looked at him to, like, say, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on here? Like, you good? They just stood there, and the one kid just really stressed out. So anyway, we're on our way up, and the door finally dings, and the 2 kids walk out of the elevator, and we're all still looking at each other confused, like, what just happened? And so the elevator begins to close, and out of nowhere, you just hear goodbye, N-word, and I'm not talking like hard R. And I think everybody, like, I don't know, it was so unexpected. Like, nobody knew where it came from in, like, the first split second. But I remember jumping out of that elevator so fast. Like, once I figured it out after that split second, like, I jumped out of that elevator so fast. Now, mind you, the doors were closing. So that elevator door, like, it caught a piece of me. It caught a piece of Haley. Like, it kind of woke her up. She started instantly crying. Not crying, but like that, I'm asleep, don't wake me up, cry. And I remember, like, by the time I even got out of the elevator, like, they had already ran off. And I knew it was that.
I'd like to say, I think you reacted before I even had time to process. Like, I was like, did I just hear that? I didn't just hear that. And then, like, I think your reaction was a confirmation of, oh, that really did happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was, like, 2 times slower than everybody else in there.
And, yeah, so, I'm standing there outside the elevator, and I've got Haley in my arms, like, she's whining. And it was a really tricky situation to be in, because I want to go snatch these kids up. Like,
and that's what I was thinking.
I'm not even a fighter.
No, like, you were so non-confrontational. I'm like, what's he about to do? Like, what would he have done? Like, were you going to give him a good stern talking to? Or, like...
Look, I'll be honest. I'm not a confrontational person. I'm certainly not somebody who's trying to fight people.
Yeah.
Like, and of course, there's 2 of them. Even if they are kids, you know, they're 16, 17, like, 2-on-1. That's a pretty disadvantaged position to be in. And I've got a 3-year-old in my arms.
Yeah.
So I think, like, you know, obviously that there was that split second where I had to process what just happened. There was a split second that I jumped out of the elevator, and then I remember just standing there in the middle of the hallway being like, what, there's not really a lot I can do. I've got my little girl with me, like, I certainly don't. I'm not just gonna put her down and chase these kids. I don't want my 7-year-old to know what's going on. Like, I don't want her to see that side. Like, that's not even a side of me. Like, she wouldn't even be seeing this. Anyway, so that was a really crazy, shitty position to be in. So yeah, you know, at that point, it was just like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get back in the elevator, I guess. And I remember when I got back in the elevator, I was just seeing red. Like, it takes so much to get me into that state. I remember looking at the wife, and she was in absolute shock. I remember looking at not my grandma. I remember looking at grandma, and you could just see like there's no fucking way that just happened look on her face. And then I remember looking at Kishana, and like, it hadn't even fazed you. That's how I felt.
No. Hazel started asking me questions. She was like, what happened? And what did he say? And I was like, I don't know what I said to her, but I was just like, oh, you don't need to worry about it. Like, he just said a bad word. Like,
yeah. And I will say, I do remember, as I got back into the elevator, I don't remember what Hazel asked. I think she asked what happened.
Yeah.
And I remember Kishana saying, don't worry, Hazel, Daddy's just trying to protect me. And those words hit pretty hard, because that was certainly my intent when I jumped out of that elevator. Like, that was absolutely what I had on my mind. Her face in that moment was like a reminder for me as dad of why it's so important to do the work when they're young, because in this world, as a dad, as a partner, like, you can't protect everybody. All you can do is prepare them for the world to come and the journey that they're going to experience, and then support them through that. I'll be honest, I don't feel like you require a whole lot of support through this, which, I mean, it just kind of circles back to, that sucks. Like, but I'm here for you, always. I always feared this day when something like this would happen, because I guess we always knew, like, it's like part of dating a black woman. It's part of being in an interracial relationship. And I think I reacted the way that I expected of myself. I don't know if I reacted the way you expected, but...
No.
No?
No.
What were you expecting?
I don't think anyone I've ever dated would have even, like, flinched.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, you know, it's very chivalrous of you.
Even so, there was nothing I could do in that moment to protect you or anyone. You can't protect somebody from ignorance. You can't protect somebody from words. You can't protect somebody from, you know, a world full of hate and ignorance. And that moment, like, it still lives rent-free in my head. Honestly, I'm very surprised. Like, I've brought it up several times, but you have almost, like, you just, like, brush it off your shoulders like it was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and I think also, like, I know Jamie's telling the story, and I think it's just because, and I know I'm the black person, I'm the one that's supposed to feel the feelings, I'm supposed to have all the outrage, but I grew up in Southern California and Arizona, and I think I'm just used to the ignorance. It doesn't faze me. People say stupid things, people say ignorant things. And if I got upset over every little microaggression or blatant racism that I experienced, I'd be upset quite often. So I think it's just like, I'm desensitized to it. But I understand, like, your feelings about it. Like, you haven't had to deal with it. So I think most people don't really understand that these things happen. And it is something that black people have to experience in life, and it is a real problem. So.
And I think we talked about it a little bit just, you know, privately, and I think even this is like an extreme case. Like, this was wild.
Yeah, I've never been called and he didn't, I think if he said it directly to my face in an argument or, like, unprovoked, I, like, just to me, that might have made the difference. But the fact that he was a little kid running away saying it, yeah, it was frustrating. Yeah, it was stupid. But it's like, it's not like I was like in direct conflict with this person. Now, if that would have happened, you would have probably seen a completely different side to me. But it was a stupid kid. And yeah, he's 16. But it's just unfortunate he said it in front of small children. And it was just like, you have to ruin someone else's day to be funny in front of your friend, to appease your friend. But yeah, like it wasn't directed to my face. It was done in a cowardly way. He ran away. Like, I think I just knew, like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, you wait until the doors closed.
Yeah, he waited until the doors
like, they had
closing.
Bolted out of there.
Yeah, and again, I've never been directly confronted with someone saying that around me, in my vicinity, to me. So I think everyone else heard it clear as day, like, right off the bat. I was a little tipsy. I was in relaxed mode. I had a great day, just chilling on the beach. Like, my brain was on beach mode, chill mode, vacation mode.
Yeah. And we were like, that was such a relaxing night too. It was
I was so relaxed.
So yeah, like I said, I find it really interesting that like you barely let it phase you. It kind of saddens me that, like, I don't know, that I'm not even trying to be corny, but it just like sucks that you are desensitized to it. I mean, like, I know we discussed like nobody ever done that before, but like just the way she let it roll off her shoulders and not let it phase her at all. Because in the time since, like, I'm the only one who's brought it up. Like, I like I said, it lives in my head rent free every day. She's like, I don't know why you're still talking about this. But yeah, I'm proud that like she didn't let it phase her.
What's that saying? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me.
That's right. That's right. That's my girl. Now, the crazy part about all this is, personally, I don't even think that I could call this a racist event. Like, obviously, race is involved. Like, that there's clearly no removing. You're gonna say the hard R, but there's clearly no removing that from the situation. But one of the things that I think I forgot to like mention earlier is, as those kids got on the elevator, like, I remember them, like, you know, they got on the elevator perfectly normal. Like, they were a little chit chatting, like they were like whispering. I don't even know if I'd call it whispering, but like they had said a couple things to each other as they were getting on the elevator. And then I remember like reflecting on it that night, and I'm like, I was confident in this by the end of that night already. But I remember them saying something to each other as they got on the elevator, and then almost instantly this kid is like stressed out. And he's grabbing his head, and then the actual event occurred. And the way that both of them had ran off, like, they got around the corner before I could even like really get out into the hallway and see them where it was they were going or anything like that. Like, it all happened so fast, but they were gone. And I can't say with 100% certainty, but I can say with some pretty high confidence, like, I believe that it was actually the black kid who told him to do it. Because, like, it's not very common that a white kid's gonna say the hard R in front of his friend. Like, sure it happens, but that just, like, all of those facts put together, it made me think that as they got on the elevator that his friend had told him to do it. And that's why I say it's not like a purely racist motivation. To me, it came across more of, it was just two young kids who wanted to ruin somebody's night. They thought it was funny. They thought it was, you know, we're just going to start a riot tonight. Like, that's kind of how I took it.
I think if, like, the black kid put him up to it, I think it was more so, like, you won't do it. Like, we don't know the context. But I don't know if they had the intention of ruining someone's night. I think they didn't think that far. I think they were both immature. I think the N-word is very loosely used these days. And they thought they were being funny. That's all I think it was. It's like, oh, you won't say it. Like, you know, say it. And, and the fact that he ran off with him, because if my friend, I was just staying in an elevator with my friend coming back from a night out or whatever, and they just said that in an elevator and took off, I'd probably just stand right there and be like, y'all hear that? I don't condone this. So yeah, I think it's important to emphasize. He ran off with it, and they dipped. There were little giggles. Like, it's not, like, I think it is very possible for that to happen, but I think he was in cahoots with him.
Yeah. And I think that trying to ruin somebody's night, I think the way you explained it is much better. Like, it was clearly, to me, it was clearly done in coordination, and it was just immaturity, ignorance.
Yeah, and we're...
Like, let's fuck with people. I did that when I was a kid. Not that way.
Oh, I was like, is that it? No, and I think, for me, it's like, as a black person who has, you know, friends across the spectrum, at 16, 15, 14, 13, whatever, I would never put my friend up to say nothing like that. Like, it's not funny, it's not a joke, and I wouldn't do that, especially in like a setting where adults and other people were around. I think I'm more disappointed in the black kid for allowing or condoning and thinking it's funny that his friend said that, whether he put him up to it or not. Like, you're pathetic, you're a joke to the black community. Like, that's not acceptable. So, and
that kind of brings me to my final point. Like, I remember going to sleep that night finally and being like, I'm looking for these kids tomorrow.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you remember this. The next day, your mom was like, we were going to the lobby for something, but she told me, she's like, I bet, and this is the first time I thought about it, it was like late afternoon. We had already gone and got donuts and done some other stuff. She's like, I bet Jamie's gonna be looking for those kids. And I was like, what? Really?
Everywhere we went to the pool that morning.
I didn't know any of that.
We were in the lobby, like, I was on the prowl.
And then when you didn't say anything to me though, when we were leaving Ocean City in the car, you were like, yeah, I was looking for him all morning. And I was like, I don't know, your mom was right.
because honestly, at that point, like, I already processed everything, came to my conclusion, and like, more than anything, I just wanted to talk to the parents.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if it was, you know, the white kid's parents, the black kid's parents, like, either way, whatever it was, like, I wanted those parents to deal with those kids in whatever way they saw fit, because that was just wildly unacceptable. And, you know, when you're a kid, like, you do some stupid shit, you're probably going to do some stupid shit again, unless you get caught and you get corrected. And something like that, you get caught and corrected, like, that's not the kind of thing you make the same mistake twice. Yeah. Period. So, and I think that's why it still lives in my head rent free, because
they got away with it.
They got away with it, like, and they probably, you know, laughed about it all night. Like, I don't know, whatever the case may be. That's why to this day it bothers me. So yeah, that is our first experience of that nature. Mm-hmm. I will say, like, I sleep well at night knowing that it bothers you less than it bothers me.
Yeah.
So.
And I think the only thing that I have to say about it is they're stupid kids, they're idiots. We are going to experience a lot more. I think the grown lady with the kidney problems that sat next to us on the bench and compared herself to a black woman was like more offensive. Not more offensive, but it was like, girl, what are you saying? So we're going to have, these are few of the many we may experience through life, and I think it's only going to get worse once we have our own children, and we're really deep into this. So, like, bring it on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can't fight everyone.
That's what I'm talking about. Bring it on. You ready?
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you for being my knight in shining armor.
I tried. I feel it. Part of me feels like I failed a little bit.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I got a 3-year-old. So.
Yeah, you thumped her head on the elevator, so you know.
The elevator thumped us.
Yeah,
all right?
the elevator thumped them. If you are in an interracial relationship and you have experienced something similar and you want to talk about it, like, let us know in the comments. Let us know your thoughts and your opinions. Do you think he was put up to it by his friend? Do you think that this kid should be labeled a racist for the rest of his life? Like, let us know your thoughts on this. And let us know your thoughts on me and like my kind of disassociation with it. I'm curious, like, have you as a Black person kind of like disassociated with all the negative and racist experience that you've had, or are you ready to fight and jump everybody that says something negative to you? And
don't let us know your thoughts on my reaction, because I'm not sure I can handle it.
Really? Nah, give it to him. I want to know, like, if you are Black and you have a significant other that is, or friends, like, would you react the same way that Jamie did, or would you be like, it's not my fight? So,
hey,
yeah,
look,
everyone's different.
I'll say, as a dad, I can sleep. I can go to sleep and I can sleep well. Like, I got 2 jobs in life. I'm here for you, but I also got to be dad. Mm-hmm. And so you can let me know if you think I'm a POS. But I mean,
You're not.
I think I handled it about as well as I could. Mm-hmm. So.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I didn't speak much, but I was in another world on this one. Yeah, so comment, let us know your experiences. We will continue to share our real life experiences and ask for your input and just keep it real. And for the most part, it's all going to be positive. Like, yeah. This is still a good life. Yeah. It's still a good life. So. Hey, life is good. Life is still good. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Can't wait. We'll see you there.